Hi everyone, it's me, John McNichol for 1301. This is our lecture for Wednesday, November 15th at 4:16 p.m. Hope to have it up before 5 o'clock today. Okay, well this is going to be a relatively shorter lecture than I've done in the past because I can't seem still to keep my other computer from cutting out the sound. Do you know why? Well, I'll just do this instead. I'm mainly going to be looking today, since you folks are hopefully putting together your rough drafts of your final papers for me, which are going to be due, you're putting together your rough drafts of your paper for me, which are going to be due on, I believe it was Monday of this coming week. Okay, great. Maybe it's the Monday we're coming back. Double check. Anyways, whenever it's due. Your rough drafts, I had some people ask me, Mr. McNichol, could you go over again how we do in-text citations? Okay, very valid question. Okay, so this may be a little bit awkward because I'm going to have to look over my stuff to see it properly. What you're going to want to do is go to a website called bibliography.com. I tried to get my computer here at work to print out their opening site, but for some reason, again, still ain't doing it. Oh well, hear that? That's my printer saying, I don't think so. Okay, so in any case, you go to bibliography.com. There will be a little oval thing in the top where you can put in a book title, author, ISBN, or URL. A URL is a website if you're trying to cite a website. The easiest thing if you're citing a book. Okay. Note this here. In the case of this particular copy of The Crucible, okay, what you're going to be looking at, I've got the ISBN number of The Crucible here. It might be backwards for you. Don't know. It looks backwards on my thing. But at bibliography.com, you will put it in this number, 01424, etc. And it will come up with all the information you will need, and it will even put it in the order it needs to be. And then you just copy, highlight, and you've got your works cited page. But Mr. McNichol, once I've got the book and the author and the title and all that, how do I quote them in text? Well, once again, here's a couple of pointers on that. Okay. The majority of your stuff will be able to be done fairly easily. And here are some examples. You may want to hit pause on that whilst I look and make sure I've got this right. First off, most of the time, what you can do is just go and have the author's last name and the page number in brackets after you cite the information. It does not always have to be in quotes, but some professors I found are very, very picky, have that period after the last parentheses. Use curved parentheses, not square brackets. I got busted for that myself once. Okay? Now, if you've mentioned Jack, Mr. Jack, more than once, if you mentioned him already, you do not have to keep writing his name every time you cite a fact. Okay? If you just mention Mr. Jack, okay, then all you have to do is write the page number again. Parentheses, number, parentheses, periods. Okay? Does that make sense? Now, if you're citing something that does not have page numbers, well then, you can simply say his last name, your author's or her last name, Jack, in parentheses, period. Okay? Does that make sense, folks? Okay, so those are the three main instances you're going to be seeing. Okay? If you mention the author verbally in the body of the sentence and there's no page number in the source, then don't. Don't put even a parenthetical piece. Okay? You can sometimes just simply say, as Anthony Jack argues. Okay? You might want to put a link later or things like that. Okay? But it's a good idea to use that. Now, if you're trying to refer to an entire work rather than a specific page, if you're making a general statement that a whole book talks about rather than one specific fact on one specific page, real easy. Okay? You simply say the name of that book in what's called italics or slanted wording. Okay? In The Privileged Poor, Anthony Jack says, if the privileged poor is just, you're just going to be talking about the general thing that the privileged poor says. Now, if you're instead referring to a source that has no listed author, okay, sometimes books or articles will have no listed author, although honestly that's usually a bit of a red flag. Sometimes reputable places are like that. Okay? Then you can just put the title or shortened version of the title in your parenthetical citation. Okay? The way they've done down here. Okay? So basically when so-and-so blah, 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 in, open, you've got your piece here, and you got your open quote, your title, close quote, close your parentheses, and once again, a period. Okay? That's how that can look. Sometimes you might be talking about a book or an article that has two authors. Okay? Once again, very, very simple. You just have to put down both authors, okay, and the page number. Open parentheses, both authors, page number. Smith and Jones, or whatever this is in backwards, and a period at the end. Okay? If you've got many, many authors, okay, if you've got multiple authors of something, the word et al. Is your friend. So some of these scientific papers that you'll be quoting for your papers for your professors might have 15 people who worked on them. Well, then you just put the first one and then the words et al. Period, page number, close parentheses, and then your period. Okay? Makes sense? So, once again, if you're referring to more than one source by the same author in your paper, that's going to happen now and again, especially if you're doing economics or scientific papers. Okay? Include the title in the parenthetical citation so readers will know which work to look for in your works cited list. So, okay, Mr. Jack here. Here's some examples where they do that. Jack in Privileged Poor, page 24. Okay, and once again, you can do a short version. Okay, Privileged Poor, 24. You can shorten it again. If you're quoting the same book, okay, maybe even the same page, just the page number. Okay, real simple stuff. And now, once again, sometimes you'd rather not use the et al. Sometimes you will gain more credibility by using all of the authors on something, as they do here. You can freeze this if you want to while you're watching it on YouTube and double check and see the various contexts that it's allowed to do. The last one, sometimes you may want to quote a video, not just a YouTube video that Joe Smuckatelli made, but an actual video that has scientific merit where people who actually have a lot of credibility are using. Okay. Well, in that case, what you're going to do is you're going to quote the time in the video that your fact appears. Okay? You can see how that's done here as well. That's mainly what I wanted to look at today. Okay? I hope that helps. I hope the sound held up. I hope everybody who's going to be celebrating Thanksgiving has a great one. I know that I'm going to have a very, very busy one, but I want to say again, I'm enjoying and have enjoyed teaching you folks a lot this semester. We've had a few bumps in the road, but everybody's been real troopers. So I'm really, really grateful for that. Okay? And here's hoping that Canvas ends up working great for everybody for the remainder of their time. Everybody who has turned in their midterms, they have been graded. Okay? Their midterm final paper, the final of their midterm paper. Blah, blah, blah. So you can check that out as well. You can check your grades out if need be. If you still need to get those in, please make sure you do. You don't want to decimate your grade. Okay? That sounds good. Hope everyone's having a great time. Please email me if there is a problem, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Take care. Bye-bye.